In this video, we'll show you how to set up and get started using Tatool Web on your own computer or laptop. Before we get started, please take some time to familiarise yourself with the key terms and definitions used in the Tatool universe to help your understanding of this tutorial. These definitions can be found under Docs, Start and Glossary on tatoolweb.com. Now that you're familiar with the key terms and definitions, head to Development and Getting Started. To run a local version of Tatool or develop your own tasks in your lab, you'll need to set up your local environment. There are 3 programs we need to download before we can run Tatool. These are Node.js, MongoDB, and Tatool. If you're a developer, you may already have Node.js and MongoDB installed. If so, you can skip these steps and follow the instructions to install and run Tatool instead. But if you're new to these programs, stick around and we'll walk you through the installation steps for each one. Let's start with Node.js, an open source server environment that uses JavaScript to generate web page content, handle files, and talk to databases. To install Node.js, head to nodejs.org and click the left button to download the recommended version. Once downloaded, click on the Setup Wizard file. Then click Next to accept the license agreement. Install Node.js in your program files and click Next. Tick this box to accept the installation of extra tools which allowed Node.js to run and click Next again. Click Install, and once it's finished installing, we can press the Finish button. Next, we're going to open a command prompt by going to Start and typing in cmd. You can do this on a Mac by navigating to the Applications and Utilities tab instead. In the terminal window, you're going to type node space -- version and hit enter. Make sure the response it returns indicates the correct version of Node.js which we installed. These versions match, meaning that Node.js has installed correctly. If you don't see that version of Node.js, something went wrong in the installation and you'll need to fix that first. Try uninstalling Node.js and following the installation instructions again. Let's close this command prompt and go back to tatoolweb.com. Next up is MongoDB, which is an open source NoSQL database management program, useful for managing large sets of distributed data which is stored across different physical locations. We'll be installing the latest version of MongoDB Community Server by clicking this link. Make sure that you've selected the current version of MongoDB on your platform before clicking the download button. Once the download is complete, click on the installation wizard. You might get this pop-up during the installation. If so, click Do Not Close Applications and make sure you restart your computer after you've finished all of the installation processes. Click Next and accept the license agreement. Click Next and choose Complete to install all of the program features, and make sure MongoDB is installed as a service. Click Next and accept the installation of MongoDB Compass. Click Next again, click Install, and wait for the installation to complete. If you get this pop-up, choose No to manually restart later. Now that the installation is complete, we can press Finish. Next, we need to add the path for the MongoDB binary. Open your File Explorer and navigate to the Program Files folder. Go to the MongoDB folder, enter Server and 6.0. Next, we're going to copy the path of the bin folder, which you can do by pressing Shift and the right mouse button, and then selecting Copy as Path from the drop-down menu. To check that our installation processes work correctly, open a new command prompt window by going to Start and typing in cmd. Type in cd and space, and then paste in the path of our MongoDB directory again. Press Enter and then type in mongo d space - version. Make sure that the response it returns indicates the correct version of MongoDB. Our numbers match, so it has installed correctly. But if you don't see that version of MongoDB, something went wrong in the installation and you'll need to fix that first. Try uninstalling MongoDB and following the installation instructions again. We can now close these windows and head back to the Tatool webpage. Finally, we need to install Tatool. On this page, click here to download the Tatool Web master zip file. Once downloaded, open the file and copy the Tatool Web master folder. Then navigate back to your program files and paste the folder here. Press Shift and the right mouse button to copy the path of the Tatool Web master folder. Then open a new command prompt window by pressing Start and CMD. Type CD and paste in the path of your Tatool Webmaster folder, followed by npm run setup, which will install Tatool and all of its dependencies. This installation may take a while the first time you do it. This message signals that the installation is now complete. Then type in npm run lab. This starts a local web server hosting Tatool, so make sure not to close this window when using Tatool, as this will kill the process. This output here, which reads you can access Tatool on hostname 3000 and running Tatool in lab mode, confirms that Tatool is successfully up and running. Let's minimize this window. To access your Tatool instance, go to the bottom of the Getting Started page and click on this URL, and this will show the Tatool start page. If this is your first time using Tatool, you should log in with the default admin with the email address admin@tatool-web.com and the password 1234. Then you should change this password immediately by going into the admin tab and clicking Change Password. You can also start adding other users to your lab in the admin tab by clicking on the Add User button, assigning their email address and giving them a password. And that is the installation and setup of Tatool complete. Don't forget that you should restart your PC once you finish all of these steps, and thank you for watching.